Hello there, YouTube! My name is Winnetter, but please call me Windy, and welcome back to Return of the Obra Dinn. Yes, we're here for part 7. Part 7. It has taken us some time to figure out a lot of these names and whatnot, and learn the mechanics of the game. We do have some more hints of what we need to look into, so we're gonna jump right back in, and then I will talk about the hints I have and whatnot. We were investigating this scene, that's right. Okay, so we figured out that's Maba. So, before we continue, let me read the few different hints I've gotten. I've gotten more from Victor, who again recommended this game. On top of that, I also, I got to a point where I didn't want to put the game, I didn't want to record the video too far ahead of time, but I still wanted some type of hint. And so I looked up, Return of the Obra Dinn kind of hints with no spoilers, so I can just get a nudge in the right direction, and that gave me a few tips that really helps, so I'll share them. So the one that Victor gave me this time was check Lars his scene. There is a reference to another scene. Also, try to read the book intro. So we need to reread the book intro, and we need to look at the Lars scene, which I think I know which scene I was looking at. Anyway, excuse me. So there is that, and then on Steam is where I found a little bit of a guide that kind of made, it took a few points of, non-spoiler type notes and nudges in the right direction. This is mostly just tips to help with the game a little bit. So, it says, what assumptions can I safely make? So the ship manifest is completely accurate in every detail. No one changed name or status during the voyage, which that does really help. Crew members stick to what they're best at during typical conditions. So I imagine typical conditions would probably be like sunshine and whatnot. Officers don't help in the rigging. Seamen don't spend time in the officers' quarters unless they have permission. Officers and stewards tend to stick together during unusual circumstances. There's a few of those crew members that tend to help where needed. And the reason why the guy from Formosa was able to understand Chinese, it says it's similar enough that Chinese crewmen can understand the Formosan speaking. In some cases, Chinese crew members will translate for the Formosan passengers. There is a way to rely on, or identify every crew member without relying on a stereotype, which makes me feel better. You will not be able to find definitive proof of every single crew member's identity. You will have to make informed guesses at times. In terms of the cause of death and determining it, we kind of knew some of this already, but I'll still read it. It says, as an insurance inspector, an accident is not an acceptable cause of death. Be tediously specific. So we have to be specific. So in a lot of these, it's making you be specific for, is it clubbed to death? Is it, were they poisoned? Were they cannibalized? What happened? Which makes sense. It's also stabbed is also not acceptable cause of death because we must specify the weapon. It's also ambiguous death will often accept multiple answers as long as the culprit is accurate. So that's why with, I think some of the ones were the calling. I think we got a couple of them right even if it said, if they were stabbed by the creature, because we got the creature right, because technically you can't really determine if stabbed and spike kind of went hand in hand. So, and also for anyone wondering, what is Formosa? It's the colonial name for the island of Taiwan. Which makes more sense. Anyway, so those are hints. So first things first, let's reread the book intro. Okay. So, I trust that you now find yourself aboard the Obra Dinn. I expected this day to come, and my every intention was to tell the ship's strange tale within the pages of this book. Regrettably, failing health has allowed me to produce only the basic outline that follows. Your presence on the Obra Dinn is critical. I leave the discovery of its fate and the completion of this book in your hands. The next few pages will seem bewildering at first. All will make sense in time. Use the pocket watch to determine the identity and fate of everyone aboard. Complete each chapter accurately and return the book by guaranteed post to the French Office of Affairs in Morocco. The bargain chapter will remain unknown to you. I possess the details within, but have elected to keep them private for now. Henry Evans. Oh! Henry is the surgeon! So the surgeon's alive! So he's alive somehow. Okay. That helps. And also, this is kind of going on the little bargain thing where if you remember, there was a chapter. It's kind of closer towards one of the ending ones, but there was like 2 people planning a mutiny, and someone got messed up for it. Well, I think we can find that scene pretty easily. And something I thought of, like, as I was kind of thinking about it off camera, the game, something I thought of was, I think, what was his name? Philip? The one that I said, like, got, oh, nah. One that was, this guy. Philippe, I'm probably saying that wrong. I thought, the captain's steward, I think it's who that is. Something I thought of is, what if, because he got taken to the Lazarette, and the creatures that attacked in Soldiers at Sea, I mean, it was like, and also technically the Calling, was like a form of mermaid, or a shrimp-themed mermaid, or something, or possibly a siren. So I wonder, there's 2 things I've wondered, since then. My first wonder is, A, what if the mer people, we'll call them mer people for now, because I don't know what to properly call them. Besides, and I don't want to just call them creatures, because that's not polite. So what if the mer people, and whatnot, what if the mer people made a deal with Philippe, we'll say Philip. I probably mispronounced his name, I'm so sorry. But with Philip, and said, you know, hey, we'll get you out of here if you let us out. Because if you remember, the Lazarette, because we were able to kind of peek into the Lazarette, we just couldn't go in because it's locked. So we peek in, because one of the whatchamacallits is open, and I don't know if that's just a window type of thing, or if it's like a storage thing, or what. But I wonder if they did that, like maybe they're like, hey, if you let us escape, we'll get you out. Or something like that. Maybe. My other thought is, what if he got so gosh darn mad at the captain, he helped with planning the mutiny, and I think it was Brennan who was technically part of it. Which, by the way, yes, Brennan's my favorite. That's another thing Victor had said, was like, you really like Brennan, huh? I was like, yeah. Brennan's cool. I like Brennan. I think he's my favorite so far. In a weird way. I don't know why. Besides the fact that he reminds me of Dave Tennant. Anyway. But I wonder if he also helped to plan the mutiny. And that's something I'd like to, look at, too. So I think we'll have to go back, definitely, to that scene. But so, the book was started by the surgeon, so we know he's alive. Where is he? Where is he down here? Here he is. He did not fall overboard. He's alive. Because where are we? Europe? UK? I think? I can't remember. I might have the place wrong. But he is alive, so we can say that for certain. Because let me see something. Let me see the map of, like, where the journey ends. So, possibly Europe, because, actually, hold on. Oops, that's what I meant. Maybe the thing in the start will tell us. French Office of Affairs in Morocco. So, possibly France? Let's see the options. Let's see options. Is alive. Okay, so France is not an option. Morocco isn't. I can't remember where Morocco is. Oh, that's my little Google thing. Hold on. Hey, Google. Where is Morocco?
Morocco is 4,312 miles away.
Not how far. Where? Hey, Google. What country is Morocco located?
Morocco is 4,312 miles away.
It's telling me how many miles away, not the... Hey, Google. What country is Morocco in?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Damn it, Google. I mean, I love my Google Home, don't get me wrong, but every now and then I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so I know this is probably like a little bit like cheating, but I just need to see it. So, Morocco. North Africa. So, he'd be in Africa then, I think. Let's keep it there. And then we also need to figure out who of these is who. Because we figured out in part 6, they're brothers. So, we know he was crushed by cargo. We just don't know who he is. Or, which one he is. They're both brothers, though. So... let's see. I think we identified him. Okay, so... I think we need to get out of the scene and go to the mutiny one. Which I can't remember what chapter that was in. It might have been an escape. Put me down. Here we go. Last one, move quick. Let them go. Okay, it's part 4. So we'll have to listen to the accents, I think. And it is on the gun deck. So it's the second one down towards the back. Okay. So let's leave this scene and let's go there. Because maybe that'll help us. I think that's what we need to go check out first. And then we also need to look at Lars again. Actually, hold on. Who did I think Lars was again? Lars Lind. Because that's another scene. Oh yeah, we also need to figure out who of these is, who. Because, like, the thing I was thinking of also, like, off screen was that, and I've brought up this point kind of before, is usually Miss refers to someone unmarried. Usually younger or like, usually unmarried. Like, for example, me, I would be a Miss because I am unmarried and I'm a young lady. So, we'll have to look at that too, and I think our best bet is probably gonna be the one Doom scene where Abigail gets crushed by the rigging. Where's Lars? Did I identify him? No, I did not. Who? I think I thought he was somebody. Who was it? Who did I think he was? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's another thing I remembered, is that usually, actually no, I kind of read it in the thing, but that people of the same group will kind of hang, you won't see them outside things. So, these are all topmen. These have to all be topmen. Okay, and then if he's a top, I mean those are topmen all around and everything, but you're gonna see, like, you know, these are seamen right here. Here's the Formosan, you know, here's the captain and his mates. So, we've got that hint going for us. So, where was it going? Oh yeah. I think it's better to go this way. Maybe. Hold on. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. It's part 4. So, the gun deck. So, yeah, I need to go down. Okay, so I just need to go down. Yeah, because I think it's, like, right here. Let's start, I think it's him and then him, so let's start here, because I think we can just go backward. Alright, let's listen to voices. Ooh, gunshot.
What's all this, you damn fool?
Okay. So, here's a gunshot, and then this person is that guy. He was clubbed? Yeah, he was clubbed by Brennan. Well, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. You were that one with the hat. Right behind Brennan. I don't know if we identified him. Oh, I think we figured him out. Didn't we? Did we get John Davies right? I can't remember. We did. Okay. We got him. Okay. We'll go back to him in a minute. So let's look around a little bit more. So this guy is one of the mates. I can't think of which one. I think it's Abigail's brother? Oh, this guy who got stabbed. That's right. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Okay. So we'll probably have to go back and forth between these scenes a little bit. So you might hear repeated audio. I'll try not to do too much. So let's look around a little bit extra. Oh, this must be from the guy who lost his arm. Okay. This guy got shot. And I think he technically was shot by Brennan. I think that's what we have to put, because I think Brennan was holding the gun. Either that or he accidentally committed suicide. Because if they're fighting over the gun and it gets pointed and then, well, bam, it would get hit. Where the fuck is he? There he is. So we'll have to double check on that too. Okay. So this guy, so John Davis, blah blah blah. You I think you're Hoskett. Yeah, you're Hoskett. Is there any other identifying things? There's this guy who got stabbed in the back. if I remember correctly, let me see something. Escape. Yeah. He was knifed by somebody. I don't think we ever figured out who he was knifed by. And don't leave me. Tell Pete's mother. Pete. So, Pete. I'm trying to think of who Pete is. Because I don't know if we have a Pete. We have people with the last name Peters, but tell Pete's mother. I don't think we have a Peter. Like, actual someone named Peter. Oh, we do. Peter Milroy. I'm gonna assume that's probably him. Or the one he's referring to. Tell Pete's mother. And Peter was what? He was a midshipman. What did the midshipmen do? They are what? Officers in training. Okay. Gotcha. So we'll have to look back at that scene as well. See if we can get any more hints. This guy. I think this is one where they're like, mutiny! This is into places.
Captain Campbell. You have a plan? Yes. The ship was trade registration ships for gold. Hey, who's there?
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Fresh bastard.
No!
Maybe he got stabbed there. Struggle. And then the gun went off. Okay. So let's see. Is that John Davies? That's Davies. Okay. So he got shot by Davies. Kind of unintentionally. Or well. Yeah, because Davies is holding the gun. So he wasn't shot by Brennan, he was shot by Davies. Okay, that's where I wasn't sure, like... Sometimes I've come to notice that sometimes with these, you have to really, like... really look and see who's holding the weapon. Kind of with, like in the Justice at Sea moment or whatever, when they, executed, what's his name? Hak Sun Lao. And I think I'm saying his name right. When you look, I mean, sure, there's a bunch of gunfire, but the gun that specifically killed him was Brennan, and that's what made it correct. So, where's Davies? This guy. So, we gotta figure out who he is. His first memory is over here. We don't really know who he was, but he's got an official hat. So, he might be an officer of some kind. He might just purely be an unknown officer. But we'll have to investigate a little farther. So, he was unintentionally shot. So, mutiny. I'm trying to think of who was screaming mutiny. Where's Brennan? Oh, here he is. Okay, so Brennan heard the commotion. Okay, so they had all this going on. Nice, so we can go back to here. Oh, he's trying to throw him overboard. Or at least the body. Can we see the boat? I don't see the boat. Let me see the boat. Oh, there's a sword. Oh, that's right, because the one guy got killed by the sword. So this guy and Brennan heard the commotion and came running down, and that's when he got clubbed by, whoever. So this guy got stabbed. Very clearly. Trying to decide by who. Who's got the most blood around him? Kind of Davies. So I wonder if Davies is the one, because... Hold on, let's go back to, chapter 10. And let's see who's there. We have the Hosket guy. We have Brennan. Lewis got clubbed. And Captain Rova did that. Okay, so... I don't think Davies... So Davies wasn't there. In any of those moments, I don't think. Yeah, no. So, when did Davies pass? Did we get that? That might help us a little bit. Davies is... right here. He perished in escape. Ah, okay. So, Davies was talking to somebody about... So, let's look at this scene. Which is right here. So, enough. Captain cannot be trusted. You have a plan. Yes, we take ship and sailies. Trade wretched fish and cells for gold. And so I wonder if Davies stabbed the person we're looking at. Or that was on the floor. Because the most of the blood is around him. Because I think this is... I think that's after the up top part. So it's kind of hard to determine who's who. We might be able to jump back to that scene... This one, and see maybe, but anyway, so let me think for just a minute. He looks like an officer just because of that hat. But so let's look again. So I couldn't quite make out this accent, maybe, but this sounded like just plain English. Mutiny. So, I think this guy was screaming the mutiny. Because he was probably listening. And you're that guy. I don't know. I don't think we identified him. Yeah, he was knifed. Okay. We got his least method of death. So, let's go. Let's see if we go up here. Is that the captain? Yeah, yes? Oh yeah, that's the captain. He's probably like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? Yeah, okay, so let's travel to him. Let's see if maybe we can like get downstairs and see it, but we may not be able to. But we're gonna see.
Let them go.
Captain. Ooh. Jeez. Oh yeah, now we can see her. I can't really see her hand though. Okay. I can't really see her hand, so I don't think we can make an educated guess. So, this guy, I think we identified him. Yeah, Palmas. Okay. There's Brendan and the first mate. There's the captain. There's this guy who we identified. Let me see if we can go down and see anything about down here. We may not be able to, but we're gonna try. So... Ah! So something happened here. Who are you? Oh, you're Davies. Oh, I see! This guy! Okay, so this guy was talking to, So this guy stabbed him. So we need to figure out who he is. Let's look at his outfit. He's got a gun. So, he looks like an officer. So this is the moment before he got stabbed and he was saying, mutiny, mutiny! It was happening at the same time as that. So then, we need to figure out who you are, because what part would this be? This one, right? So, let's see, because I think if we... Let me see something. So, part one is what? The thing with the chair. Oh! These are the two guys that were with the guy with his arm. Who got the arm issue. So, this is Castillo. So... I almost wonder if the guy that got stabbed is Pete. No, he's not Pete. But, the Boston's mate. We'll have to look and see who that is. And then, while this is happening, right here, you know, the one guy is like, mutiny, mutiny! So, these two were planning the mutiny. Because he must have been, like, what? Maybe right here or something? So, this first guy, I mean, we can't see him, obviously, but the first guy with his arm issue passes away. Then these two are saying, like, look, the captain can't be trusted, blah, 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 blah. And he's gotta be an officer of some kind because he's got a gun, he's got the uniform. So, let's look at all the officers. Or at least midshipmen, I think mostly are officers, right? Midshipmen, officers are in training. Who are the actual officers? The pursers. Oh, I know. No, that's someone else. Helmsman? No. Steward. Not really. So probably a midshipman might be my better one. Because it's not a bosun? Yeah, it wouldn't be the bosun. Officer tradesman that supports and assists their superior. General mates help to run the ship and serve at the captain's request. Tradesmen mates serve their supervisor. Excuse me. So, midshipman, I don't think we have a tradesman, do we? No. So, and he can't be one of the first, like, the first or fourth mate, because we already figured them out. So, let's look. If he's a midshipman, how many midshipmen do we have? Maybe we have, like, 3? So, I think Charles Minor might have been the guy that got stabbed and said, like, mutiny! But what was I looking for? The midshipmen. How many midshipmen do we have? 3. Peter Milroy, Thomas Lank, and Charles Herstick. Okay. We got Charles, so really 2. Peter and Thomas. Okay. Because didn't this guy make a comment about like, Peter's mom? Hold on, let's do... This makes it go a little faster. Where is he? Oh, wrong spot. Let's see, Brennan. So, he might be, oh, no, that's not what I was looking for. What am I doing? Yeah, tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back to save him. Wait a minute. Tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back. To pull him back. So he, the guy who got stabbed, pulled him back from something. I don't... So he can't be Peter. I don't think this guy is Peter. He can't be. So to pull him back. So I think he might be Peter. Peter Milroy. Where is he? This guy. I think that might be... Where's his hat? He had a very official hat. Where did he go? This guy. I think that's him. I might be wrong. But we might have to switch some names around. So, okay, so the guy got in there, and then we'll have to go back to this scene too. But you tell Peter I tried my best to pull him back. So he tried to pull someone back from something. Let's get all his, like, memories. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to see which one he is. Who is he? He is that one right near the wheel. Or the, yeah, wheel. This guy. Show his memories. Let's see. Oh, might be in the Doom. Okay. So we'll have to revisit the Doom a bit. Probably in both. Because I'm trying to think of who he was pulling. Because I remember him, I feel like I remember him pulling somebody. Escape Part 1, he was there. I think, oh yeah, that's right. I think we saw him listening. He was there. Obviously, he's in these parts. He was there. And then he passed in midshipman. So, I don't think he's a midshipman. He's got a ask on everything. He doesn't look like an officer. I could be very wrong, but Okay. So, let's go grab part 1. Where's my exit? There it is. Let's go look at escape part 1. Because maybe that'll give us a hint more. So we need to go, I think, down a level. Oh, wait, no. No, it was in here. Here he is. Because we figured out Castile. Excuse me.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
Mrs. Squid.
Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
My dad. The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that. Does that live for nothing?
Okay. So these two, yeah, these two guys, and I think if we go right here, somewhere. Oh. Aha! Oh yeah, because you're first mate. That's right. Where was then... you? You're coming up from there. So he came up from here, probably crept over to wherever, and whatnot, and listened and was like, mutiny! So... okay. So let's see, you're in a bad way. So this is Davies, I'm pretty sure we labeled it. Yeah, Davies. This is an officer. I'm trying to think. This is loud in my ear. Part of me is like turn this down a little bit for my ear. Let's can we go up a little bit? Can we? Because you're the captain? That's the captain. We can't see anything else. Okay. So let's look at the context of this. Put me down, let me go. The squid, where is my Frenchman? So the Frenchman I think he means is the Boston's mate, who is supposed to be somebody. So he was torn apart. So it's not, we know it's not Maba. Hold on, let me see something. Meh. So, where is he? So Charles Minor, so he must have been torn apart by a beast. Because that's what they said, is he was torn apart. And for Charles Minor, and of course we may have the person wrong, his memories, yeah, and the Doom, and he's where? Oh, I don't think we saw it, okay. So, excuse me, I'm so sorry. My throat's been like this all day. So I think, I feel pretty confident with, where is his hat? This guy, wait, no. I don't think I meant to label him as Peter, did I? Where is it? Must be Thomas. Because I think that's Thomas. I think that's our only option. Hold on. Because all the midshipmen are Charles, which we got him, Thomas, and Peter. And the guy who got stabbed, he said, tell Pete's mother. So I don't think the other guy is Peter. Because I don't think he... because they're saying that the Frenchman got torn apart. Because, gosh. So there is, like, information in some of these moments. So... Peter Milroy. Okay, so... tell Pete's mother... blah, 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 blah. So... because that's the thing, is we don't know who got whatever. So... they could be friends. It could be from the same place. It could be from different places. I don't know. My assumption would be they're both from England. Because if they know each other's mother and there's not mention of, like, travel, then, you know, that's the thing. So I think the one guy that was shot by Davies, I think is Thomas. We haven't figured out him. I thought he might be the navigator simply because he's got the wheel. It's probably wrong, but... So clearly either his name is wrong or his death is wrong. It's because the thing that I've come to understand with some of these is that you need who it is, what happened, and we need to be specific. So, don't mind me as I fix myself in my chair. So we got Davies right. The check mark means we got it right, for anyone wondering. And we know Henry, the surgeon, is alive because I really did not connect the pieces when I first read the little first part of the book, where he is the one who sent us to the Obra Dinn. We know he's alive, we just don't know where. I said maybe Africa, might be Europe, Atlantic Island, Azores. I have no idea where he is. Because I don't remember if it said it in the thing. I'm trying all these options. I don't know. I said Africa just because of Morocco was, but he said, like, you know, send it to a place, blah, blah, so we'll have to figure that out later. Probably. So, but he is alive. So you are torn apart, probably by the beast. Because I don't think an enemy could tear apart a human. So, wherever he is, he got torn apart. And he disappeared in the Doom, so we may have to look at the Doom. What was his last part in here? This guy was not here in part 8. He was in part 7. So we may have to look at that again. Okay. So we may have to go to the Doom part 7. Which we were at there at the beginning, but... So this is like... Oh, it's stairs. Okay. That makes sense. Well, that makes sense for that, but like in the Lazarette when we peeked in, like it didn't look like stairs. So... Like the thing right here, is this supposed to like... just be sort of like sunlight letting in, or what? What do we call that? I don't know. I've not really ever been on a ship. Whew. Okay, but he's the one who got stabbed. So... And then these two, I think we're talking right here. Because we see the one guy stand from here, and then he ends up chasing... What's his name? So... Probably... Because Maba is not... Yeah, Maba's not French. Yeah, Maba's not French. So... Blasted by an explosion... He... Oh, what did we say his name was? Where'd he go? His name was Thomas. He was one of the... whatchamacallits? So... And he did not have an accent. If he's the one who was knifed, he... I did not hear an accent. He sounded like English, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't hear, like, a Scottish accent. I didn't hear Irish. I just heard normal English. So... And he didn't... Well, he could have been French. He may not be French. But he has to probably be from England. I don't know, Davy James. He wasn't Peter. So... He could have been Nicholas. Well, no. Because we never saw him up top. So he can't be a topman. I don't think he's Lars. He could be George. It could be Alexander. Because it said even in the little hint I saw that usually you don't see the types cross. Like you wouldn't see a topman going down really and helping with like the seamen and the cargo unless they really needed to. And you wouldn't see pretty much all of the other roles like a topman or a carpenter. You wouldn't see them in the officers' quarters, the captain's quarters, without permission. So... Oh Oh yeah, wasn't it the guy who got his leg cut off in one of the things? That's who I thought was Lars, I think, right? Or someone in there was Lars. When he was put in Lazarette. So I think we might need to visit the Doom again a little bit. So at least to know who stabbed that guy. We just don't really even know who that guy is. Okay. So let's go. Let me go here. Let me get a little faster. We really need to figure out who some of these guys are. Let's go to, what's the one where she's like want my husband? Oh yeah, these two we need to figure it out. Escape. Okay, so I think it's Doom. Is it Doom? It might be Doom. Yes, Doom is the last part with it. And she's in the back with the captain's quarters. Okay. Let's go to her scene and let's inspect the two girls. Because maybe if we look really, really hard, we'll see whatever. So let's go up here. Because Miss Abigail is back here. Whoops. This is her. It said like the body was moved post-mortem. So I'm gonna skip this. You're gonna hear the audio, but this gets us to the scene faster. Where is my... Okay, where do we need to look? Over here. So, two women. Aha! You have the wedding ring. Okay. So, the Miss needs to be her. She is the Miss. Where is the Miss? Miss Jane Bird. You're Jane Bird. You are gonna be Emily Jackson. So now we need to figure out what happened to them. For Emily, I think she's alive. Because she was on the one boat because she shot the guy. So I think she's somehow alive. You... I think it just said disappeared. Yeah, we don't know. So where was her last scene? Show her memories. I think it's only the 3. So, in the Doom, Escape. So, I know they were also in, the Justice thing, which I don't see where it is on here. Because technically they were in Justice at Sea. Because, if we go back... They are right... Where are they? Oh, maybe they're not in that scene. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's just Miss Lim I'm thinking of. Oh, that might be why. So these... Okay, so we figured out who is who of these two. Because she's married. So she's got to be the single. She's got to be Miss. I'm trying to think of where... Of what would happen to them. So they have to be alive. Somewhere. We might have to make a few educated guesses. We gotta figure out if these two are who is who. He could be Sam or he could be Nathan. Let's try him as Nathan. And then him as Sam. Where is he? I don't know. So... Wasn't he also up here somewhere? Thought he was. But I could be wrong. You, I think, are also somewhere up here. I don't think he was Omid. No, I don't. I think that's 2 different people. We thought this guy fell overboard because of him being behind the one guy who got shot with the cannon. Let's see where I'm time-wise. Not good. I wanted to make sure anywhere it was. Okay, let's just look at this scene. This might help us a little bit. You're not the officer, that's for sure. No, you're, what's his name? This is the Doom part 8. So I can't think of your name. Martin. We said that might be Martin. Oh yeah, because here she is. Here's Abigail. So let's see that dialogue one more time. Martin, where's the cabin? Have you lost your mind? Get back inside. I want my husband. He's below deck. Come here. So this could be I think this is Martin. Because I think she genuinely was like he was trying to like get to her or something and he missed or something happened. This over here. You are that guy. I think we got his name at least. Fancy that? Yeah, you're Castile. That's what it is. Oh, I see it. Okay. So this is the moment he got his arm ripped off. Okay. You're the striped shirt guy. You're that guy. So... trying to see... There's Maba. There's that guy. Because they were both top men. We got them both identified. You are the officer. So he knows how to use a gun. Is there... oh, we can't really go up there. Is there any hints up there? Maybe? Oh! I don't think I've noticed you before. I think he was either torn apart or eaten by the beast. If I had to guess. So... you... you were either torn apart by the beast, or you were eaten. Well, actually, no, I think eaten does it for people. Oh. Could be Turbo Beast. That's kind of a guess. These two, I recognize you. I just can't think of your name. You're protecting the two girls. Aren't you? That's not Paul. Is that Paul? Paul? Paul Moss. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it is Paul Moss. Oh, he's protecting the ladies. How nice. So, well, if he's down here, because... oh, yeah, the wheel's right here. So, I think he has to be the wheel person. The ship. The navigator. The... whoever steals the ship. Whatever it's called. Excuse me. So, he got his arm ripped off. You... we'll have to go figure out more. Let's look at names. Because I know we wanted to try and identify Lars, and that's kind of what we got, one of the hint parts we got. Where's his name? He is a what? Lars is a seaman from Denmark. There was a scene where, like, they said, like, someone called him a Dani? I think an Escape. Hold on. Escape. Okay, it's not that. No, not that. I don't think it was that one or that one. So, I'm trying to think of where it was that he was like, "You Dani, you killed my brother." Was that in Soldiers at Sea, maybe? It might have been this one. Let me on over my dead buddy, you bloody Dane. That's the one I'm thinking of. It has that. No cause for trouble. That was an accident rope. So that's referring to like the very first scene. I'm very certain now at this point. It wasn't his fault I told any lies. I shouldn't have waited so long. I wonder if that's Lars. Not the one doing the hitting, but the one who got hit. Because Lars, I think, was a seaman, wasn't he? I think he was a seaman. Yeah, he was a seaman from Denmark. So I wonder if we had him right. So, I think we need to go back to that scene. So, that was not the doom, I don't think. Where is it? Oh, I saw it. Damn it. It was part 1 of the Doom. So where's your body? Technically where I am, but turning around. Can we can't see his body. Okay. So we'd be exactly right there. But we need to turn. Okay, so where's my door? There's my door. Okay. So we might be able to identify Lars. Like I thought we would. Okay. So right near the wheel. Let me see. We need to go this way. Is it you? No. So I need to go across. This guy. There we go. That's what I needed. Alright, let's listen.
Over my dead body, you bloody Dane. Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother. What? That was an accident. The robes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't.
Okay. So, I think this is Lars right here. Because he's supposed to be Danish. And the guy calls him a bloody Dane. Which, unless it means something different, and I may have to double check myself. I think it means Denmark. But we may not have that right. Yeah, this is, okay, this might be a little bit of cheating, but I'm gonna see. What does it mean to call someone a bloody Dane? Oops, I almost spelled that. Calling someone a bloody Dane is an informal or mildly insulting phrase. It means a person from Denmark who has done something annoying, foolish, or frustrating. The word bloody is a common British and Commonwealth swear word used to show anger. So, Dane, I was right. So, someone born in Denmark. So, I think Lars is the only one from Denmark. If I'm not mistaken. So, let's see. One Denmark, and that's Lars. Yeah, so he's the only one from Denmark. So this has to be Lars. We're between you being Nathan or Sam. We were between him. We said Samuel Peters. He might be Nathan. So that would mean that he got clubbed by Nathan, I think. If I'm saying this right. So, where is he? Samuel Peters. No. Where's Nathan? Nathan. Okay. Let me look back at what the one hint from Victor said again. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Wrong spot. It was... Check Lars his scene. There's a reference to another scene. Okay. So I think they're referring to the first part. So I think in order to identify those two, I think we need to go back. And then yeah, he's the one that we weren't sure about. He's got books. So he's gotta have some type of schooling background. Or he's learning. I don't think he could be a shipman. Cause hold on. Oh, I don't want him. He is right here. They said he was torn apart. Which in terms of the Doom makes sense. So, if he's got a bunch of books, he's got to either have training or schooling. He's not the captain, he's not one of the mates, and he's not the bosun. He might be the bosun's mate, maybe? Because they said a mate, they're an officer or tradesman that supports and assists their superior. And a bosun keeps track of everything, so maybe? I don't think he'd be a purser. Well, he might be, but I doubt. He's administrative official, accounts for all the cargo and value. He could be, because maybe the books hold the information of that. He's not the surgeon or carpenter. He's not a helmsman. He's not a steward. Yeah, I don't think he's a steward. He's not a steward. He's not, well, he might be a midshipman. He's not a topman. He's not a seaman. I don't think he did works in rigging. So, I think to identify him, we'd have to go back to scene 1. Or to identify at least 2 of them. So I think we're very, very close. And this guy's the one saying, no, he's not, I saw the whole thing, because he was there. So I think we need to go to the cargo deck next. Let's see, is there any identifying things, anything to see? Except these 2. Or these 4-ish. No. Okay. So let's go see that very first moment of the loose cargo. Which should be on the cargo deck. Or down in the cargo deck. So we need to go like all the way down. And I think towards the back. Okay, one more. So it's somewhere. I think it's over here. Ah! Here he is. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure it out who's who.
Wait! No!
Okay. So he doesn't say anything, I don't think. So let's see. You're Lars. You were there. Okay. That's the Formosan guard guy. This guy. You were there too, that's right. Okay. So he's gotta be... I think it's the seaman that took care of like the cargoes and stuff. Or you know, he's got the ascot. Maybe he's the official. Who knows? So I thought originally that this rope was cut. It broke. It was broken. You are someone we don't really have too much information on. We have a few information bits, but not much. You're what you call it. You're that guy. So, this was either Nathan Peters or Samuel Peters. We got his fate right. So that's Lars? Yeah, that's Lars, I think. Can we see anyone else? I think I'd have to go around to see, like, from the other side. Because here's, one of the guys. I can't think of his name. Here's this guy. Can I go around him? Maybe? No. But I might be able to see. There's Brennan. I can see Brennan. Because of his hat. Ooh. This might help me a little bit. Let's see. Trying to see. Because he's like, you killed my brother. He said, I mean, he was here, obviously. So. It's hard because, I mean, you can't really see the desert, which I understand why. So I'm trying to see. I can't really see any of them. I think that's one of them is the brother. I think it's him in the middle. Like if you look at all 3 of those, like I think it's him in the middle by the ladder stuff. And then Lars. But then why would he blame Lars? Maybe Lars is the one who's like, "Hey, careful," you know. Let's look at that dialogue. Oop, wrong button. Let's look at that dialogue again. Orlop stern, neath the tiller, lower way. Oi, wait, no, down below. Orlop stern, neath the tiller. Ugh. There's not really too many things here that identify who he is. Okay, he is either... Where's their names? He's either Nathan Peters or he's Samuel Peters. Oh! Ah! Yes! Loose cargo. So all the fates in chapter 1! He is Samuel. Okay, we figured out finally who is who. And he is Lars. Oh, thank you, Victor, for the hints. And he is the helmsman. I was right. All because he was holding a wheel. Okay. So 3 more. Okay. So we got that. So, okay, so let me open the book. So then that means that this is for sure Nathan. Where is he? He's Nathan. He said, you killed my brother. It's like, no, it was an accident. So, where did you disappeared in the Doom. So, where were you last? He wasn't in here. He was in 7. So, we have to look back at Maba and part 6. So, let's go there. Where's my exit? There it is. Okay, let's go look at the Doom again. Okay. So we need to go all the way up. Oh yeah, here's the Lazarette, for anyone who's wondering. So, we can't get in because the door is locked, but if you peek in, you can see those things, and then that thing, I think it counts as a door. Is there stairs? That might, oh no, it's just an opening. I don't know where it leads. It might lead under the ship, but that is where that is. So, let's still go all the way up, though. Ah, what the? Stairs, let me up. We're gonna go all the way up and check out part 6 of the Doom, and part 7. Ah! I think we have to do part 7 and then go to part 6 via that body, but... yeah, because there's the one guy. I think I'm, like, almost near. Yeah, I need to go going. I think it's this one. So... yeah, we can do both. I mean, they're both up here. I think this is part... there it is, part 6. Okay. Torn? Stabbed, maybe? Ooh, I can hear it. Like, the sound of something tearing apart. Oh yeah, this guy got blown up, that's right. Well, I think he got grabbed initially. And then he got blown up, kind of. He's this guy. He was exploded. But let's see. So here's this guy. You are who? That guy. Okay. So we have those 2 definitive people. There's Maba. Okay, how are you falling with a bunch of guns? Let's see. You're, okay, yeah, you're that guy. And there's the 4th mate? Something like that? I don't think we can go downstairs, can we? No, it's blocked. So where did the gunshot come from? So, can't be from this. I think that's rope. Is there any sign of where the explosion comes from? Or the thing that was thrown? Probably not. I don't think so. Because who would have thrown... I think he's the only one... You know what? It might have been him that threw it. Because did he speak at all? The guy in the thing? I heard we heard, get to the main bit quick. Hold on, hold on. Throw it, throw the power. So, I wonder... because it's hard to tell. I mean, this game is really nice, but sometimes I think the thing that happens is... I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the art style. This is a really incredible way of telling a story. But I think the fact that some scenes are mostly like black-white with some gray... It's a little hard sometimes to see certain shapes, because I mean we can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Like obviously you can tell like, oh, there's an explosion, blah blah blah, but at the same time, it's hard to see sometimes like certain shapes and whatnot. So I don't know what could be done exactly to like make it a little bit more clear, but maybe something could have been sharpened. Because I mean, there's the explosion. I can't tell if his body was being torn apart, though. That's the problem. It's very possible. Because I think, is this his last scene, this guy? Maybe. He was blasted by an explosion. Okay, so no, he can't be the guy that got torn apart. He can't be that guy. Because that was somebody else. We know Maba's not French. So... Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So I wonder if we go to the next part, if maybe that'll kind of show the little extra that we need. So let's go to part 7. And then worst case scenario, we can backtrack with the other body. Where is he? Ah, Mr. Maba! We found you. Alright, let's just see if we can listen. And again, I know, but still. Just tearing apart. Ooh. Yeah, it's graphic. So, we know what happened to him. Okay, so you're Klestil. So this, I think, is before he got, his arm ripped off. You're, whatchamacallit. I can't think of who we named him as. We said he was Thomas Lank. But now, you know what? Now we've gotten more. It may not be Thomas Lank. I don't know. Unknown shipman. Because who was all the shipmen? Hold on. Or the midshipman. Right? Midshipman? Yeah, midshipman. So he might not have been a midshipman. He might have been not a steward. Not necessarily a captain. Well, maybe a mate, kind of. Probably midshipman probably fits the best. Oh, that's not a button I wanted. So he might still be a midshipman. So, where's a midshipman? We have Charles, Thomas, and Peter. So, because Peter didn't... Okay, so the one guy says, I try to pull him back, referring to Peter. So he can't be Peter. So he has to be Thomas. We didn't see what happened to him. Who was Thomas Lank? I think it's this guy. I think that's the only logical option. And then the French guy... Because he could just, like, have more of an English accent or something, but... Where is he? He is supposed to be... Charles Minor. We'll have to figure that out. Alright, let's see who's who. You are that guy, okay. You're John Davies. Is this Mamba? No, I think he's the one who got exploded. Where's your moment? You were blasted by the explosion. Well, I don't know. Is he missing his arm? Wait a minute. No, you're not well. I can't tell if his arm is missing or broken. But I know he got blasted by an explosion. Ooh. You know what? Maybe this is Charles. Maybe that's Charles right there. Maybe this is Charles. Because he got blasted, but we heard the sound of, like, tearing very vaguely. So I wonder if he was torn apart. This is a huge guess. Okay. So we know Castile is, like, over here somewhere, I think. You... I don't know yet. You're Castile. Okay. We know the one guy got torn. You're him. We aren't sure who you are. So, what was the one thing I read a little bit ago? Crew members stick to what they're best at during typical conditions. Okay. So, let's look at the crew paper. Don't think we figured out what happened to Martin. It doesn't even say that he disappeared. So he might be alive. I don't know where he would be, but he might be alive. We'll have to figure out where his last memory is. Thomas Sefton. We said this guy was the cook, which I think he was. He perished in Unholy Captives Part 2. I genuinely think that that's the cook. So it looks like he got spiked, but maybe speared might be a better answer? We may have to go look at that scene again, just to see what happened. At least more closely. Him, we thought he was Gizane, maybe. But he also could be this guy. He also could be this guy. So... And there's a few people over there as well. We can't really tell who is who. So those three fell overboard. So, because it has like a conclusion thing at the end of the Doom. Hold on. So he met an unknown fate, because where was he last seen? In this one? In this scene? No. In 5? No. Here? No. Not here. Here. There he is in the in part 1. Oh yeah, because we said that he was on the boat. So, he may have ended up drowning. So, because I don't think we see him in any other parts. He disappeared in the Doom. What part? We don't know, because otherwise he's not insane. So I think he went overboard, because we've got 3 people at least who went overboard. So I think Nathan fell overboard. Maybe. That might be my best answer. Fell overboard. Because I don't think there's anything else you can call that. Because he wasn't torn apart, it wasn't suicide or struck, not strangled, spiked, speared, shot, or poisoned. So it's none of those. He wasn't knifed or killed with a sword. It's not illness, no freezing. He wasn't exploding, he didn't die in his own time. Not electrocuted, he wasn't eaten. He very well could have drowned. We could say drowned, probably. He was drowned. But it wants us to do it by the beast. I don't think he was by the beast. I think he fell overboard. I think that's what we have to go with. He wasn't decapitated, crushed, clubbed. He wasn't any of this. And he's not alive. Very clearly. So, I think that's that. We still have not figured out who you are. Well, we kind of have. I thought he might be the one guy, but I think I'm wrong. He was in Unholy Captives. He was in Soldiers of the Sea. He was in the Doom. Oh yeah, because he was one who said, I saw the whole thing. He was in Unholy Captives. So we might have to go back to this scene. He was briefly in a bitter cold, but I think he was sleeping. He was there. He was in the cargo, because he saw the whole thing. He was in that one. And he died in Soldier Sea. So, I think, to double check on things, we need to go check on this one. Unholy Captives Part 2. And that's on the gun deck. So, at least 3 people in this spot fell overboard. So we need to figure out who is who. Or at least who might have. Who wasn't in the later parts of this. Because, let's see. Because in the last part, so the last time, we need to see the last time we see him. So, he wasn't in this scene. Okay. We need to go back and, like, look at all the scenes. Okay, so he was in this scene. So he was somewhere in part 6 when he got exploded. So he might have been in the boat. So he might have gone overboard. Whoops. A little too far. So he might have also gone overboard. Okay. And then let's see, where did we see him perish? In the Doom. So again, let's look at all the ones. So he's not in this one, obviously. He's here in this one. So he might have been one of the ones that fell overboard. Because Escape becomes... Escape, I think, is before this. Or no. Don't think he was in Escape. Hold on. Hold on. The Doom. Okay, yeah, no, he wasn't in Escape. Because Escape starts here. It's kind of like in here-ish of the ship. Like in these lower parts-ish. So I think he fell overboard. So I think he went overboard. Oop, that's not what I wanted. That's kind of a guess. We may have the name wrong, but that's what I've got, at least in terms of who they might be. So I think he might have been the French guy. Alright, let's go back to his scene for just a minute. Just to see if we can see the other people. Because we should be able to. Okay. So, I can't really... Oh, no, you can see his arm. So maybe he didn't lose his arm. He might have just been killed by the explosion. Because in the next scene, it looks like he doesn't have his arm. So I think we have to assume that he might be exploded. We'll figure it out later. Anyway. Alright, let's see now. Can we see a boat at all? Can we see a boat at all? Does anyone see a boat? Maybe? Somewhere? Ooh, there should be a boat here, maybe. Because the boat, I think, was, like, right over there. Technically. I can't see anything there. Oh, you fell overboard, that's for sure. Who's this over here? Oh, there he is! There he is, right there. Okay, so I was right. He did fall overboard. Wait. That's not what I wanted. This guy. Okay, so he did fall overboard. We got that right. We got that right for sure. I'm pretty sure. Well. You know, he might just be a topman. I don't think he's a steward. I thought maybe he was a steward, but I don't think he is. So I think he's a topman. Is there any topman from India? Does not look like it. Hold on. Let's go to the actual, like, list. Topman. Persia, Scotland, China, New England. Okay, now. So, that hat may not be from India. I very well could be wrong. I think Sierra Leone was part of Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Who do I think he was? This guy. You know what? I don't think that's Omid. Because, well, hold on. Let's look at his picture. I'm trying to determine what type of hat that is. That looks like a turban. That looks like a turban. Hold on. I know there's a little bit of cheating. Turban. I think I'm wrong, but it reminds me of a turban. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Hold on, let me... There we go, I can zoom in a little bit. See, it looks kind of like a turban. But I could be very wrong. And I might be. Because the turbans kind of come more in the front. They come together in the front. His is like a head wrap. So, let me get back into the game. So what headpiece looks like a turban, but wraps around your head? A head wrap, halo, turban, or pre-tie turban? Trying to see if I can find anything that's like it. I know this is probably a little bit of cheating, but yeah. So, and I don't think so. You know what I thought of actually just a set for now, right now? You know what? It's not one of those hats from Jamaica, is it? I don't think we have anyone from Jamaica. Oh, whoops, wrong button. I don't think we have anyone from Jamaica. At least not that I've seen. I think everyone's mostly from Europe. Or some form of Asia. A little bit of Africa. New Guinea. We already got Malba. Or Maba. Maba. Maba? Maba? I don't know how to say it. Wales? No. Where have we seen... Let's see. Let's do this. Where have we seen him? Where else? Let's look at all his memories. He was there in the Doom. He was there in Soldiers of the Sea. I don't think we saw him up top. Or maybe we did. Well, actually, no, he would have been a topman, wouldn't he? Because he's with the other topman. He's been here. He helped the soldiers. Does he do anything in the cargo? We may have to, like, look at this part again. So he's not really doing anything in the cargo. So he must be a topman specifically. So I don't think he's a ship steward. So he must be a topman. Could be a lot of people. Okay. Let's look here. Let's look at the topmen we have. We have Nicholas Botterill, Wei Li, Li Hon, Ji Zhang, Huan Li. Or no, we already figured out Huan. Timothy, maybe he's on mid. But that would make, yeah, because he would still be a topman. Maybe he's Omid. I don't know. Some of these names I've probably rarely gotten wrong. Okay. There's this tentacle. Is there anything else I can see? So there had to be a boat right here that snapped off. And I guess the waves, like, pushed it up. So we may have to go see the other scene I was referring to. That's down below-ish. Because where's that one death scene? Hold on. The Unholy Captives, I think it was the end of. So let's do this. Bleh. I think it was one of these scenes. They make for the Lazarette. Ooh. We might also have to peek at that. Yeah, part 8. So, that guy was there. Him and Nathan. So we might be able to figure out who he might be. We might be able to figure out who that is, too. So, visiting this scene might be a good idea. As well as parts of Soldiers of the Sea. So, let's go to part 8. Where is it? Boston store. To the very, very bottom. Okay. So, we're gonna go down to the very, very bottom. And see what we can do. Okay, stairs. We're gonna go all the way down. First. All the way down first. Because he is the Lazarette. They make for the Lazarette. That's something I think we need to keep in mind. I wonder if they were trying to help Philip or something. Philip? I don't remember how to say his name. Yeah, I think it was the scene. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and we said that, like, his fate, like, it could be whatever, because we got his fate right. Oh, no, he was the carpenter. He wasn't who I was thinking of. I was thinking of him. He is somewhere. So, he might, where would he be? Where was he? That's Maba right there. Oh, there he is. So, let's see what he's using. He's using a sword. So... Don't mind me, I just scratched my leg. I'm trying to think. So... If he's using a sword... I don't think he has a gun on him, does he? Not that I can see. He doesn't have a gun on him. Who did I think he was? I thought I... Oop, wrong button. Who do we label him he might be? So his name might be wrong. So... He can't be a Tommen, so I think he's gotta be a seaman. So... He's got kind of an accent also. Now that I'm thinking about it. Well, not an accent, but like his voice is very particular. But we've had times where like we've had him as Hamadu. I'm probably mispronouncing that. For a couple times now, and it hasn't said he's right. So I think either his method of death has to be right. So his name is wrong. So... I'm trying to think of his voice, because we've heard his voice. So let me see. He definitely, I mean, he spoke English, obviously, but, like, didn't sound like he was from England. So, we don't know what happened to Martin. He might be alive. We'll have to figure him out still, because I think we tried to last episode. I don't think he's the cook. Because the one guy said, but I mean, it also hasn't changed. So who else will be responsible for cooking? I mean, we've also, like, gone through a few people now, and it hasn't said that Thomas is right. So his name might be right, but his method of death may not be right. It says speared by Well, we've done it both ways, though. And it hasn't said he's right. So he may not be the cook. Maybe, I don't think he's the cook. I don't. The reason I thought the other guy was a cook was because of, his apron. Yeah, and I think up here we see somebody. That guy. I think we need to go visit the Justice at Sea moment. I think if we go see Justice at Sea, it might help us a little bit. Because then we can see, like, their outfits. Where's the exit? Let me out of here. So let's go look at Justice at Sea. Because I think that'll give us a clue. But yeah, so the one Lazarette thing is open, so I wonder if, because in one of the scenes, I can't remember who it was, but someone said they make for the Lazarette, which I think at that point, Philip was in the Lazarette. So I wonder if there's something that, I wonder if he, like, helped to betray them or something. Or he made a bargain. I think this is the Justice at Sea.
Hok Seng Lao, you have
Yep.
been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
Quiet.
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men.
Okay.
Aim. Fire.
Okay. So, let's go take a look over here at these two. So we know he's the butcher. I'm pretty sure that's how we got him. Oop. Yeah, he's the butcher, and I'm pretty sure. Didn't we have that? I think we had that, right? Let me double check myself. The crew. Butcher. Yeah, we got the butcher right. Okay. So to me, he's gotta be the cook. Especially because he's wearing an apron. Unless he does something else. But I can't think of what else would have an apron. We know Henry's alive. He can't be a surgeon's mate. He's not the carpenter. The only other thing I could think of for him, especially with that apron, is the cook. And didn't he pass away from being speared? Yeah. Hey, there was this gonna be on the no, get back, and then blah, 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 blah. But maybe something else happened there. But I still think he's the cook. So he's gotta be right. Either his name is right or his method of death is right. Or both, and it's just being weird. Maybe I have to be more specific. Right. There's these people. He has gotta be at least trying to. I think it was one of them who said quiet. I think it might have been him. There's that guy. If you're Davies, then that might be his mate. His, like, helper. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So, who was... Because John Davies was who? The fourth mate, I think, right? I think he's Davy James. And he disappeared in Escape somewhere. Okay. We figured out Lars, I'm pretty sure. So, how do we figure out who all these people are? Okay, so they all know how to handle guns. Now, we know Brennan is a topman. Right? He's a topman? There's too many damn names. Where's Brennan? Or he was just a seaman. He was a seaman. So, I think all the people firing either are going to be a seaman or something to do with guns. Which I think there's mostly just the gunner. And we figured out the gunner. We figured out Wolf. We don't know who the gunner's mate is. He's odorless. So, he might be around here. So, he might be the officer in train. He might be a midshipman and stuff. I think we're right on him. You're that guy. You're his helper, I think. I think that's his helper. First mate, and there's a captain. There's this guy. Do you remember, isn't that first mate right there? I'm pretty sure that's the first mate. Hold on. There's so many faces and names. Yeah, first mate. So he was actually kneeling right by him. So he's got to be a midshipman then, because he's learning the ropes and learning to do stuff. That's Mr. Wolf. So one of these might be his helper. Because who do we say Mr. Wolf was? Mr. Wolf is a what? He's a gunner. So let's look at the glossary. The gunner does what? Is a military officer in charge of weapons and military procedures. Okay. So the gunner's mate would be an officer tradesman that supports their sister superior. So maybe instead, oops, that's not what I wanted. Maybe instead of him being a midshipman, maybe he was Olus. Oh, I think we got it! Who do we get? Yeah, 3 more! Okay, who do we get? So he is Olus. Okay, Olus. We got him. He fell overboard. And we got Nathan. Okay. Slowly but surely we get in there. Oh my god, another 3 more. Oh, it makes me feel so good. Let me see where I am for time. Hour and a half-ish. We'll go a little bit more. I want so bad to see if we can get 3 more. I so bad want to see. So, okay, so his name, so this name is not right. We don't know him. We need his name. We need his name. So then the cook is wrong. I think, okay, so the cook, I think we need to go back to that scene. I feel like he is the cook. I really do. In Hunt Only Captives Part 2, and that is where? The gun deck, right about where I'm standing. Okay, so let's go... Where's my exit? There's my exit. So let's go see that scene again. Excuse me. So somewhere here, that might be him? Am I where I need to be? Yes, I think we're looking at him. So let's see if I can hear an accent.
Clear the deck. Move the boats astern and throw the bodies over.
What's your foot in?
Hey there, what's this? Give it to me and I can fry us a solid meal, boys.
Sounds like plain English.
Take it slow.
One tick, gentlemen. There's a pretty shell here. Let's have a look.
No.
There's a pretty shit here. Ooh. There's a pretty shell here. Australia? So maybe he wasn't speared. Oh, well, maybe he was. I'm trying to see his chest better. Yeah, no, he's holding the thing. Oh, we went like right into his face. See, this is one of those examples of like, I can't tell what happened. Ah, what are you two doing there? Okay, that's loud in my ears. Okay, that really looks like a spike. Or maybe it was just hit. So, oh, wrong button. So this one. So maybe he wasn't speared. I really think he is the cook. Without a doubt. I can't see myself doubting it. Can I get behind? Oh no, I can't get behind, can I? Well, maybe I can. I'm trying to see this moment from different angles because I can't see what happened. It's indicating like he got speared, but clearly it's not right. So maybe he just got hit? See, this is what I mean, where like I can see details, but it's so gosh darn grainy. Because where did it hit? His face? So maybe he just got clubbed? Maybe? I can't tell. It looks like in the face. And judging by the angle, it's got to be something from the beast. So maybe clubbed. In a weird way, like hit struck by a tail. I mean, that's because I don't see a spike, but clearly there was an impact. So it might be just the method of death. So struck by a tail. Maybe that's the problem. I don't think we ever figured out who he was. He perished in Soldiers of the Sea. He was stabbed. But I don't know if he's supposed to be really easy to figure out. We didn't get his name. So where's his first memory? In here, but I think he was asleep because there was a bunch of them, including him. So he's got to be a topman because he's with the other topman up here. And I don't think we see him displayed in the Justice at Sea. So you've got to be a topman. Who do we have as topman? We got Timothy. And, yeah. Fuck it. He's Nicholas. Spirit spiked, it kind of works either way. He might be Nicholas, because these are all topmen. So I think he is a topman. Oh, well, we didn't figure out who he was either. Where did he perish? In murder. He was shot with a gun. Okay, so we have to go... I think he's this guy. This one. So, I think he was struck by the beast. I don't think we have a name for either of these two. Him and him. You're Martin, I think you're supposed to... Oh, no, you're Philip. He's running to do something. Let's see. You're probably a seaman of some form. We know he's, the one guy. Ah, that one too. We know those two. Trying to see if there's any other identifying clues. Because here's the kitchen. I would say. I dare say, honestly. What is this board for? What is that? It's just there? Okay. So I think that is the cook. I think he came over and was like, what's all this, you know? Is there anything to see up here? Oh, I didn't look. Oh, this is a treasure trove. Okay. So, you must be a seaman because you're helping with cargo. And I haven't really seen him do anything else. So, wait, hold on. No, I was clicking the wrong one. Okay. I realized I was clicking the wrong one. You must be a seaman. You must be... I don't know, somebody. We have Toporov and George Shirley. We're gonna go with it. Actually, no, he may not be. Hold on. I feel like we have more seamen than that, don't we? They're topmen. I don't think he's a topman. Okay. So, we'll have to figure his name out. Okay. You... I don't think... He might be a topman, but he may not be. You're these two. You're that one guy. And you're who? Lars. And this is... him. Don't know what he's checking, but he's checking something. Oh, this is that scene! When they both got shot. Okay. So you're... the helper. That's the surgeon. There's Brennan. I'm pretty gosh darn sure. Yeah, it's Brennan. Here's... I think there's Klestil. You're that guy. So he's staying pretty gosh darn close. I think I've mostly seen him do ship work. I don't think I've seen him around Klestil too much. And then here's different mates and the captains. And the captain. So... is there any other things that maybe can help me identify who might be who? So I think we have to look at what they're doing for work. And what the... well, he's kind of stuck in there. Sure, him. I don't think he went with them on the thing, but... I think we've mostly seen him work. In all honesty. So... he, I think, is a seaman. He could be George, he could be Toporov, he could just be an unknown seaman. Oh! Did we actually get 3 more? That's like 9, I think. So he is George Shirley, okay. He is the cook! Okay, I had the method of death wrong, okay. And he's Nick, that was a pure guess. Yes! Oh my gosh! Ah! That was quick! Okay, let me see where I am for time, because I do want to keep going a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I might be able to go for a little bit longer. Let's check the book. Oh my god, we are getting so close. So we need to figure out Martin and what possibly happened to him. We need to figure out Charles and figure out where Henry is. We know he's alive. Maybe just in England, I don't know. We need to figure out Duncan. Who we think is that guy, but I might be wrong. Because didn't he, like, disappear? Oh, that's not one. Because I think he disappeared in The Calling. Yeah, we'll have to look. Maybe we'll do that, a little peek at that. Ah, stop it! That's what I wanted! Okay. Back to this. So Duncan, we need to figure out where Emily and Jane might be, because they gotta be alive. They might be with Henry, in terms of the same area. We said he was spiked, but I think that's wrong. So, the ship's steward. We need to figure out who he is. We need to determine what happened to him. I don't think we saw what happened to him. Yeah, we need to figure that out. Samuel, we don't even know who that is. And he's Irish, I think. Right? Yeah, he's supposed to be Irish. So Davy, we think we might have him. We don't know Peter, don't know Thomas. So we got Omid. Don't know about Timothy. These three. Okay. So how many more do we have to get? I lost count of myself. How many do we have to get? 1. Whew, we got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. Okay. So we have 15 more people. So I might try to look back in The Calling and see if I can figure out a few people, because I think some of these are really close. So I might try to get like 3 more, because it's doing it in sets of 3s. So, because then that'll leave 12, so probably... So, I'll try to get 3 more. That'll leave 12. That's probably at least another 2 more episodes. So, let's see. I think The Calling is what we were talking about for a minute. So, hold on. Ah, not what I wanted. Nope. Wrong buttons. Meh. The Calling, I think we have to mostly go through bodies to do it. Yeah. Okay. We don't have Duncan right. So, we said fell overboard. He disappeared. Where was his last seen, that guy? Not in that one. Not here. This one. So where O'Hagan passed away. So in part 3. So we need to go back to some of those bodies. So where's my exit? Oh, it would be down here, wouldn't it be? Okay, let me go back down here. There it is. So we need to go to The Calling part 3, and then we also need to figure out where his last scene was. Because we haven't figured him out. I thought maybe he was the 3rd mate. Or, Philippe, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the 3rd mate. I'm thinking of Martin. That's Philippe. We also need to figure out what happened to him. He might be alive. So, let's go up here to them. So, who of these was the last to pass away? Nick. which I think is him. There he is. Okay. We'll just start from here.
Ahoy! Hell back! Get the captain! Ahoy!
The coppers aboard!
Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield!
Hold your fire!
Okay. Let's see. So we know Ben, we know Nick, we know that guy. Someone is saying hold your fire. It might be that guy in the window. So let's go back. We're gonna go. Is there anything up top to see? Oh, there's someone looking down. Can't quite make out who, but somebody. You, I think, might be the fourth. I think we said that he is the fourth mate. I think we got that right, didn't we? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we were right on him. Let me double check myself because I can't remember. John Davies. Yeah, we had him right. Okay, so it is John Davies. That is Davies. So that's Nichols. There's the fish, Ben. The other ship has this limb, who I think passed away. Oh, there's the shell. So I think we need to hit his body next, because I don't really see any other really major identifying factors. Let's look at the windows. Okay. Yeah, we got him. Can't really see anything else up top. So I think we need to go back to the next scene. Or backwards for our previous scene, in terms of the storyline. Okay. So he's trying to lift this onto there. What's going on over here? There's Miss Lim. There's those other bodies. There's the shell. I wonder what the shell does. Ooh. You know what? In the bargain. Or not the bargain, I'm sorry. In one of the things where, for Philippe, the captain's steward, we said, or we saw that, I'm pretty sure that is Philip, but it was saying, like, in the Lazarette, and then there was another scene where someone said, they make way for the Lazarette. I think Philip probably made a bargain with him. I think that's what happened. So let's go to her. And maybe that'll give us a better idea of what happened to the others. Or at least who they might be. Okay. So there's the other bodies. Alright, let's see if we have any identifying factors. So something is happening with this. So their spirits are being forced into here or something? You are who? You're Paul. I think we identified him as Paul. If I'm not mistaken. Oops, wrong. That. This guy. Yeah, that's. Oh no, Patrick. I'm sorry, Patrick. You were speared. We just didn't figure out who you were. Where have we seen him? Where is he? He's right here. Where's his memories? So, he was there when Justice at Sea happened. He was right here. Was he ever down below? A bitter cold. Okay. So he wasn't in the cargo hold. And he's kind of chilling up top in his picture. He's like chilling on part of a thing and whatnot with this guy. So, I wonder if he could be a topman. He might be. He might be a topman. So... Timothy. Maybe. He could be G. He could be Lee. I can't really think of where else he was, because we didn't see him doing cargo. I haven't seen him doing cargo. So... I don't think he's a seaman. He's obviously not the captain or his mates. He's not the gunner or the gunner's mate. He doesn't have to do anything with the kitchen. He's not an officer, so he's gotta be... I think that leaves topman. Topman or midshipman, but I don't think he's a midshipman. So I think he's a topman. So... And he was speared. We see that happening. Maybe we have to go back to the scene, maybe. You are who? You're O'Hagan. I'm pretty sure we got O'Hagan right. Didn't we get O'Hagan right? Where is he? O'Hagan. Where is he? No. Well, I think name-wise, we got him right. So he's part 3. That's part 2. Miss Lim is part 4. Okay, so I think we're in part 4 currently. So I think we need to go to part 3. And I think he is our key to part 3. I like the fact that you can go backward in terms of the bodies and the timeline, but I wish you could go forward a bit too.
Breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
So, let's see. It says, O'Hagan, are you still breathing? Is there any marks on him? I can't really see anything. So she's reaching for him. Oh no, or that she's reaching for the thing. He definitely was speared. Then over here we have Miss Lim. This guy was speared. I don't think he fell over. Well, I mean, we didn't see him though. I think death-wise, I think we have his death right. I think we have his name wrong. Oh, wrong button. Let me see something. Because I forgot what the purser does. He's an administrative official, accounts for all the cargo value and trade transactions, manages a small items store for crew. So, let me see something. So, where would that be? Down below? Boston mate, stewardess midshipman. The purser's office would be back here. Okay. So, maybe we'll have to go inspect that a bit. That's why I thought maybe he's the purser, but I very well could be wrong. Okay. He's so... Let me, do this. The calling. It's... him. O'Hagan, you still breathing? Can you row? It didn't sound like a Chinese accent. And that sounds horrible. I'm sorry, Formosan thing. But isn't that guy Ben? No, I don't want to focus on him. I want to focus on you. No. Him. Ugh. Him. Yeah, that's Ben. So I'm pretty sure this is Patrick. So I think it's his method of... I don't think she can... She looks more like she's reaching. So, you still breathing. Maybe he was strangled. You know? Let's see. Who are you? You're from part 1. So over here, I think it's part 2. Let's go to part 2. Because maybe part 2 will let us see what happened to Patrick. Kind of similar like we did with, the guy who screamed mutiny.
Keep rowing!
Where is it? There! Something there!
I see it!
Give us a weapon! Shoot it! Mike and I!
Pick up the oars and row, you fools!
Probably Nichols. Yeah, this guy, Ow! He was definitely speared. And I'm pretty sure we took his... Yeah, he was speared. You haven't fallen yet. You're Nichols. We know that. You fell over, or, well... That guy. Oh, Nikishin. Okay, yeah, we got him right. So... Yeah, he was speared. So... This doesn't really clue us into what happened to him. So, he could have been... I don't think he could have been strangled. I don't think so. So, he might be process of elimination. I thought maybe he was strangled. But, I think I'm wrong. Excuse me. Let's go through our methods. So, he wasn't torn apart. It wasn't suicide. And I don't think he was struck. We can't really see. But I don't think he was struck. I don't think he was strangled because we tried that and it didn't work. He wasn't spiked or speared. He wasn't shot. I don't think it was poison. Poisoned. I don't think so. He wasn't knifed or killed. He didn't die from illness. He didn't freeze. He didn't fall. He didn't explode, expire. He wasn't electrocuted or eaten. He didn't drown. He wasn't decapitated, crushed, clubbed, clawed, burned, X'd. I don't think he was clubbed. Well, he said you're still breathing. That's what made me think that he was strangled by a beast. Because they say in his scene, "Oh, Hagen, you still breathing? Can you row?" Maybe it has to do with his hands. Can you row? So maybe we have to go back to that scene, but... You... Okay. So speared, so... Jeez, that's gotta hurt. He might just be a seaman. So, this unknown soul, he's got it too, so he should be kind of easy to identify, so... Maybe we have to do this to figure it out. Where is he? Where's his body? This one. And then we may have to come back. Again, we have to, like, go from the end and go through backwards again. So, let's see. Nichols.
You packed enough stores?
Aye, sir. Checked and loaded them myself.
Good. Stay quiet and alert. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Obra Dinn.
休假！你玩抓不？
我冇问题，但是伊来想啊，绝对袂当互伊落在水底。
那是遐个怪物出现，你绝对卖起来！
Aye, shut it up.
I think that's more Scottish or Irish. Ugh. Yeah, he says the monsters. So it's... Yeah. So... That was an accent, for sure. Because he said the... Let's see, the I was after Nichols, so... Packed enough stores. Oh, I loaded them myself. Oh, why are we here in this spot? Because I think here somewhere... Which one? Which was it? Well, it wasn't this one. It has to be... Oh, which one would it be? I want to say it might be here. Yeah, I was during that. Oh, they were coming back? That's when they were coming back, I think. Okay. Yeah, because timeline-wise, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So that's Nichols. So these two are under him for sure. They both have guns. So who else can handle a gun? Well, probably all of them, technically, but... Let's see, a seaman. They're low level, responsible for general manual labor, on and below deck. Topman, sails and rigging, officers in training. Excuse me. I don't think they're stewards. Because they're... One of them mentioned I loaded them myself. Or I loaded them myself. The I sounded maybe Scottish? So... So... One of you might be Scottish. Maybe. We know Brennan. I think these are all seamen. Oh, he's John Naples. We got him. So you've gotta be a seaman. I don't know. Alexi? Or maybe he's Alexi. He might be Alexi. You know, he might be Alexi. And I think he might have fallen overboard. Okay, we didn't get his death yet. So, where's the last chapter he was in? Because we're in the colony? Yeah. Oh, because I think it was this one? No? One more? There he is, this one. Yeah, because in this scene, it looked like he had fallen overboard. That's right. So it may have to go back. Okay. So he got spirit. I missed him. So then you are Nikish. That's right. That's Nikishin. You're Patrick. Okay. So we might have to go a little bit backwards in time again. So these two are probably seamen. So let's exit and then let's go to Miss Lim's part and then we go backwards again. So there's gonna be a little bit of repeat audio. Which I'll probably clip so you guys don't have to worry about it. But, I mean, it's real quick. Here, so let's listen again. Ugh, choking. You're choking. So someone was choking on something. So... Are you Nick? You're Nichols, yeah. So he got down to defend his people. Coward. He got, like, speared through the head, if I'm not mistaken. So this guy, that's Patrick right there. That's after his death, I think. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That might be a knife. That might be a knife. Oh, I think he was knifed. Because that... I'm pretty sure that's a knife in him. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but if we go over here... That's a knife. So he wasn't, he was knifed. Okay. So... O'Hagan was actually knifed. Where is he? Here he is. He wasn't strangled. He was knifed. Okay. Knifed. Either by a person or something. Possibly Ben? Maybe? To get to him. But I mean, then he's like, O'Hagan, are you still with me? So it may not have been him. And it can't be him. And in one scene, we see him just fine. So, let's see about the blood. Can we see anything about the blood? Oh, well, oh, that's his own blood. That's from him. Nichols. This guy is with the shirt. He's like from the first part. So I think if we want to see Patrick... Oop, wrong button. There we go. He sees something. You're from part 1. Part 2. So Patrick Hagen's passing is part 3. So... Wait a minute. So hold on. So this is him. He's obviously dead. So I think we're in part 2 right now. Because Miss Lim, right? So who was that? That's part 2. That would take us to his death. And then you would take us to part 1. So we need to see part 2. So maybe it's gonna be who's got a knife.
Keep rowing!
Where is it? There! Something there!
I see it!
Give us a weapon! Shoot it! My kid eye!
Pick up the oars and row, you fools!
Ugh. Okay, so it's gotta be someone in this boat. So, maybe... Oh! Wait a minute. Oh no, he's holding on to the boat. I thought maybe he stabbed his own himself. So who's got the knife? Oh, there's the knife. So... He got pulled overboard. We know that. He got speared. He would have fallen... So who stabbed him? I don't think it could have been Ben, but it could have been. So I don't think it can be him. So either it was one of the Murph folk or whatever, or he fell on it. Is there a suicide by knife option? Hold on. Let me see something. Maybe he accidentally stabbed himself. You know, me with the right angle and why not just... Maybe? Okay. And then one of these two said, I loaded them myself. Or somebody did. Oh no, that might have been Nikishin who said it. I think he's Russian, because I think you most commonly hear like I in Irish, Scottish. Oh, maybe not Russian. Do Russian people say I? Like A-Y-E, like the I? I don't think so. So, one of them... We may have to go back to that one scene where, like, we see them working. So... I think he's a seaman. Oh, well, it could be Scottish. Maybe? Duncan? No. He did sound like one guy who said I couldn't tell if it was Scottish or not. So, I think this scene has helped a lot. But if we go back to, I think it's on Unholy Captives. Hold on. Yeah. This one. We may have to go back to here. Because I think if we go up on the deck, it'll give us an idea of who is who. In terms of work. And that might narrow it down a little bit too. So, where's my exit? There's my exit. Alright, let's go look at that one more time. I'm so happy we've gotten so many. We've gotten, I think, what, 9 now in this episode? Okay, I gotta think of where he is. Stairs. Right, here he is. That's the captain.
What's your foot in?
Yeah, what's this?
There's the cook.
Give him to me and I can fry us a solid meal, boys.
Careful now. Take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? There's a pretty shell here. Let's have a look.
No, get back.
Okay. So these two seem like they're helpers. I think we figured out him. Did we figure out him? We said he was the third mate steward, and I can't remember if we got that right. Did we get that right? Third mate steward. La 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 la. Gonna double check myself. Yeah, we got Roderick right. So we still have a second mate and the fourth mate steward. You, since you guys are together, you guys might be the steward. I thought he might be the fourth mate steward. Davy. We think it's him. And he disappeared in Escape. So we may have to look at what happened to him. God, this is loud in my ears. I don't know if it's loud for you guys. If it is, I'm so sorry. Those two are who? You're that guy. 'Cause I'm trying to see who we've gotten and who we haven't. Or at least to remind somebody. So we said he was Charles, and we were right about him. And then, no, not him. He is him right next to Charles. We said he's Alexander. I think we got them both right, if I'm not mistaken. So, Alexander, where are you? Yeah, yeah, we did not get him right. Okay. Either his name is wrong, or his... Because he did pass away in Escape. So maybe he's not Alex. Maybe he's not Alexander. Because Peter Milroy was a midshipman, I think. And I think it's a kind of an idle thing. Yeah. So, a midshipman would be an officer in training. So, who would help an officer in training? A mate? Because midshipman is an officer in training. And tradesman. So maybe he's a steward. So maybe he's actually just a steward. Because we said maybe he was a seaman. So he might actually just be a steward. I don't think he's this guy. He could be the second mate steward. Let's see where he's standing in this picture. He's here. There's Charles Minor. I think his name is wrong. Because I think if it's right, I think we have like a check near their name, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, if we've got it right, there's a check in their name. So, I don't think he's Charles Minor. I don't think he's Duncan. Let me go look more at him closely. Because there's Philip. If he's the ship's steward... Wait, or no, the captain's steward, I'm sorry. Let's see. God, there's so many. You're kind of overseeing it, so you might be a seaman, you might not be. I think... Yeah, we got him figured out. Oh, that's right, we can go up there and look. So we'll go up there and look in a second. That's the main thing we were doing, that's right. Let's go look at that real quick. This will give us a better idea of, like, who might be who. Because some of them are working. Yeah, so you're working. So you might be a seaman. You have got to be an officer. Were you in that last scene of Doom? Was he? Where is he? Oh no, we got him right. He was Olus. That's right. Oleus. Ols. That's Mr. Wolf. We said that is Martin. That's the first mate. That's the captain. So where's the Oh yeah, Nichols is dead, that's right. I was like, where's the second mate? He's dead. There's Clistil. There's the surgeon. There's Chow. There's surgeon's helper, I think. Oh no, it's Brennan, I'm sorry. That's the surgeon's helper. Okay. You're doing cargo stuff. So... Oh no, that's Wanli. You guys are moving this off. Oh, there. So... I think I've only ever seen them do cargo work. If I'm not mistaken. Especially, I've seen him do mostly cargo work. So... He is a seaman, but it may not be him. Maybe he's Alexander. Oh! We did get 3 more! Yay! Oh my god. I think there's like 12 now. Okay, so he is Alexander. Okay, who else do we get? He is Lee Han. I was just kind of guessing on his name. And he's Toporov. So he did fall overboard. Okay. Oh my gosh! I'm so happy! Okay, let me see where I am for time at the moment. Okay, it has been 2.5 hours and whatnot, so I'm going to end this episode here. Oh my god, we have gotten so many. We got, I think, what, that's 12? So we are getting we're slowly getting closer to finishing this off and whatnot. So let's take a quick look at our crew. Let's see, I think we've got at least 12 left, if I'm not mistaken. We have Martin to figure out. Charles. So that's 2. Duncan. We have to figure out what happened to Emily and Jane. We know they're alive. We just don't know where. They have to be alive, if I had to guess. We'll have to go look further into them. We gotta figure out Sahi, the ship steward. And Philip, what was going on with him. We need to figure out Sam. And Davy. And Peter and Thomas. We need to figure out G. Or, well, we might be able to figure out who he is at least, real quick. G. There's Hamadu. And that's it. So we might be able to put label G. Let me see something. He might be G. He's not. He's not. He could be G. I don't think we've seen him up top. That could be G, but I'm not sure. He could also be G. I don't think we had him right. No. You might be G. I don't know. Okay. So we'll have to kind of loop back a little bit and see career-wise, or well, not career-wise, but like job-wise on the ship, what they may be, because I know in the Doom Part 1, when the guy got electrocuted, it showed a lot of them up top. So that might narrow it down. I think we need to explore maybe the cargo bit a little bit. Maybe part 4, maybe 2 or 3, maybe part 2 or 3. Let's look at the parts. So, we know Henry is alive. We know the surgeon's alive. We gotta figure out where he is. And maybe, hopefully we'll figure that out easily. So... we might have to look at escape again. That might give us a few more answers. We need to look at maybe the Doom. And then maybe lose cargo a bit, maybe murder a bit. I don't know. I'll have to look and like take peeks at hints, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think we got like 12 people in this episode. Oh my gosh. We did really, really good in this episode. I'm so happy with ourselves. I know this video is longer than most, but still, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everyone very thoroughly enjoyed. And I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye!